Hey, I'm Barnes Courtney, and you're watching 101.9 KINK in the Skype Live studio.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, thanks. Very well.
Is it hard to sing this early in the day?
It is very difficult. It's hard being a musician. You have to get up at the crack of 12.
I know.
Come down to the radio station.
Tell me about it.
All these people want you to sing and have a fun time in front of them. It's just difficult.
The nerve of you guys. Actually, this is only your second time to Portland, right?
Yeah, it is.
Have you done anything cool while you've been here?
I've done many cool things, but there are some lovely children in the audience, and I would not want to corrupt their fragile little ears. And also, one of the fathers looks like he could beat me up. So,
one of them, they all can, man. Trust me. So you're from the UK, right?
I am.
But you grew up in Seattle.
Yeah. So my parents moved over when I was about 4. And then I lived there for a bit. Moved to Seattle's beautiful sister city of Ipswich, which is most famously known for the time we won the football in 1972.
Yeah.
So,
well, growing up in Seattle, did you get influenced by some of the major bands up there? Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden?
Weirdly, I kind of didn't really get that much into the music other than the stuff my mom had on in the car, like Dire Straits, until I moved to Ipswich. And then all my friends were like, "Oh, have you heard of this band Nirvana?" And I was like, no. These guys are awesome. And Nevermind was my first great love.
Yeah, that's an awesome album. You just toured, I don't know if you just toured, but recently with Ed Sheeran, right? But after that tour, you thought about giving up music. Yeah,
it was before the tour, I'd say. I mean, I was dropped from my first deal with Island Records.
Oh, man.
After 3 months in the studio making the album, and 3 years touring the record, we never got the album back from the producer who was tied into the contract. And that was it. We were just dropped.
Got shelved.
Music. Yeah, got shelved. So woefully unprepared for the real world and having no qualifications whatsoever and ignoring all of my parents' good advice, I went to work in a computer store, which I was absolutely atrocious at.
Now, this is when you slept in your girlfriend's car.
That's right.
Were you homeless?
Yeah, I mean, but I was sofa surfing. I had a lot of good friends.
Oh, okay.
So I was in a car one night and I was on somebody's sofa the next. And
oh, okay.
It wasn't that bad.
Right. It's a musician's life.
Yeah, a musician's life. I wasn't sort of like panhandling on the street. Let's spare some change, sir. Need to get to the cobblers to fix my boots.
Get out of here. No. You actually credit Bradley Cooper with resurrecting your career or starting it or something, right?
Yeah, well, if it hadn't been for him and Harvey Weinstein listening to the track Fire and putting it in their movie, I don't know what would happen.
That helps.
It helps a little bit, yeah.
Man,
I like to think it was mostly just me, but...
All right, well, since you've toured with Ed Sheeran, you opened for The Who. You've been in a Bradley Cooper movie. All this has happened in a fairly short period of time. What's the coolest thing you've actually been able to do since all of this has started?
I mean, opening for The Who was definitely up there. I was really nervous because it was just me and an acoustic guitar. And I was stood there talking to this nice lady. And it was actually Pete Townshend's wife.
Uh-oh. He can beat you up, too. Watch out for that guy.
He's lovely. He'd probably be like, oh, fair enough, Barnes. Yeah,
right.
But she was lovely, too. And she gave me a little pat on the ass on my way up onto the stage. So
Score.
I haven't washed these cheeks since.
Yeah, I don't blame you.